Oh my goodness! Joel Embiid!
Rebound, a Euro, and three guys around, and just throws it down. Talented.
Sixers the lead in the ball. Embiid!
This is pretty good. The big man moving pretty quickly. Can't pass it any better than that.
Shot clock winding down in your head. Mom, be in for dinner in just a second. Gotta drain this three. Joel Embiid!
Embiid fakes, Embiid down the lane! This building is shaking.
Firing that time. Simmons back the other way. Westbrook is 0 for 4. Quick show go. Embiid!
Dead turnover though by Boston. Now Simmons in transition. What a pass to Embiid! My goodness! Posterizes Baines and the...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what all Philly fans feel whenever Joel Embiid throws it down. The Philadelphia 76ers fans love Joel Embiid, aka The Process, since he's an incredible player. But his trolling nature can rub others the wrong way. Embiid loves to talk trash and rile up opposing teams by going extra with his theatrics on the court. Negative run-ins with Kevin Durant and Karl-Anthony Towns have shown how much Embiid frustrated them. The recent MVP caliber season of Embiid earned him more respect, but there is still a lot of resentment towards him in the league. Joel Embiid is the heel those older millennials asked for. He plays the game hard. He throws his emotions into it, instead of using his social media as a PR feed. He's clearly the one trash-talking the competition. Let's check out what NBA players really think about Joel Embiid. When Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid first met then-Detroit Pistons counterpart Andre Drummond on the NBA court in October 2017, the former said the latter can't play any defense. Drummond vowed revenge against Embiid in their next meeting. Another Philadelphia victory 6 weeks later that began with Embiid telling the Pistons center he can't shoot, and ended with the Sixers star declaring himself the James Harden of bigs because his flopping prowess successfully fouled out his rival. I mean, you can't really have a conversation with a man who can't play a back-to-back, Drummond told the reporters at the time. I've been playing for 6 years, and I've missed maybe 4 to 5 games. So when he can play a whole season without taking a rest, he can come talk to me. Well, dang! Look, I love Embiid as much as the next guy, but this was one hell of a comeback by Drummond. Now, let's hope his career makes a similar comeback. Anyways, the two 7-footers still embraced afterward, and the beef went dormant since then. Embiid really doesn't like 7-foot guys. Just ask Hassan Whiteside. The two big men were going at it with real intensity in 2017, and it led to some entertaining moments. Embiid had a monster chase-down block on Whiteside. Then the former Heat center got him back by stuffing a jumper. At one point, after drawing a third foul on Whiteside in the first few minutes, Embiid gestured to the Heat bench and told them to take Whiteside out of the game because he couldn't guard him. As the night went on, the two continued to talk trash back and forth, both on the floor and after the game, on social media. First, Whiteside responded to someone who praised him for holding Embiid to 1 of 7 shooting, saying, "The media won't show that." He also replied to a video of Embiid gesturing to the Heat bench, calling Bleacher Report fanboys for not giving him credit for doing the same thing. Joel reply, telling Whiteside, "Dude, they had to take you out or you would have fouled out in 5 minutes." 15 minutes later, he came back for more, saying, "And keep caring about stats and not your team success. Your plus-minus was terrible." At Young Whiteside. #Softy. Sheesh. You know we're in 2017 when players are talking trash to each other on Twitter about plus-minus stats. Finally, Embiid took a sideswipe at Kevin Durant, joking that he thought he was on his burner account. Which, even if you aren't a fan of this big man, you have to admit that's pretty good. Whiteside eventually came back at Embiid, pointing out that he's only played 31 games, and putting #Embiid Eclipse. It certainly seems like they aren't exactly fond of each other, but who really knows? This could all be pretty lighthearted. Either way, it's hilarious. Joel Embiid might be one of the most universally beloved players in the NBA today, and that's largely because of his proclivity for beef. Whether he's chirping on social media, in an interview, or on the court, the Cameroonian big man never seems to hold back. If he thinks you're trash, he won't hesitate to let you know it. The process is a savage. He continually has been, especially in 2017. He and Karl-Anthony Towns go way back. Since 2017, they trash talk so much that they could have had a late-night talk show of their own. Check this out.
Springs to the corner, can't hit. Booker the rebound.
And that's how the game's evolved. 4-on-1 as Embiid Euro steps by.
Bad defense is no rarity in the NBA. Plays like this happen. But Embiid wasn't satisfied with 2 points and a victory. He wanted to poke the bear. Or, well, the cat. Towns didn't take too kindly to this. He took a dip into the internet cesspool known as the comments section with a response that surely seemed wise at the time. That caption was as trash as your picture quality, Towns declared. Better quality than your defense, Embiid replied truthfully. He had just scored 28 points on 50% shooting against Towns after all. He also walked away with that all-important W, a letter he would become all too familiar with in the future. This is one out of many altercations they had, and it's straight-up comedy. Towns is 27 years old, Embiid is 28. Both have plenty of time left in the NBA. Odds are, Towns eventually finds himself on another contender, and he and Embiid will get to play in games that matter. When that happens, the final chapters of this feud will be written. But expect Embiid to win. He is from Cameroon, and they fight lions there. Or so he says. Speaking of other countries, Embiid, as you guessed it, doesn't get along with international players too. Just ask Jusuf Nurkic. Portland Trailblazers center took a shot at Embiid following a game between them in 2017. Nurkic suggested Embiid isn't focused enough on doing what it takes to become a top-flight player. He tries to be more famous than a player. I respect him. He's a good player. He's not about tough. He's a skilled player who is getting tired, it looks like. And when you play defense on him and offense on him and attack him, he's getting tired more. Embiid is highly active on social media, which is likely what Nurkic was referring to when he said the former Kansas standout is focused on being famous. Despite that, Embiid is highly productive and a true game changer when he's on the court. Nurkic isn't as highly touted as Embiid, but he has come into his own since getting traded from the Denver Nuggets to Portland. Even though most of the fights Embiid had were famously in 2017, and mostly with big guys, he's still beefing with some players today, and much smaller. Celtics guard Marcus Smart was not happy with Joel on opening night this season. Smart and Embiid got into a bit of a kerfuffle early on in the third quarter of the contest. The two players got tied up on a rebound opportunity and both players ultimately ended up on the floor. Smart was assessed a technical foul for grabbing Embiid's leg on the play, which you can see here. While speaking with media members after the game, Smart made it clear that he was unhappy with being the only one hit with a technical, as he thought Embiid made a dirty play. He also added that he could have inflicted further harm on Embiid, but showed restraint.
I mean, went for a rebound, basketball play, went for the steal, basketball play, referee blows his whistle, calls a foul. I stop play, my arm's still stuck in there, and he tries to break it. And then I'm the only one that gets a tech, so, I mean, everybody saw it. I mean, I don't have to keep talking about it. If I did that, I'm probably ejected, suspended, 3 games, 4 games, fines. But the fact that I was the only one that got, I guess, something out of that is kind of beyond me, especially, defending DPOY, and that's how he gets treated. It's tough, but like I said, it's maturity. I could have cracked his head open, but I didn't. And that's the maturity we had, you know what I'm saying? So we move on from it. It is what it is. And
this isn't the first time that Embiid and Smart have gotten into it on the floor, and it probably won't be the last. Both guys play with extreme intensity, and both also happen to have a flair for the dramatic. The fact that they play on opposite sides of one of the NBA's oldest rivalries only adds fuel to the fire. Maybe the NBA is still in the best friends league era. For any fans yearning for a different brand of psychologically and physically imposing basketball, look no further than Joel Embiid. And what do you think about Joel Embiid? Can he finally be the MVP and step outside Jokic's shadow? Will he and James Harden bring a championship to Philadelphia? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. and hit that notification button for more amazing NBA content. See you next time.